Howdy partners, this is iSincere, remember Outsider, I'll hate you for it. I'm bringing you another 1 vs 1 Dawn of War 2 Retribution replay from JekkuJere, and as you probably have seen, I casted one of his replays before. It was awesome, I liked his style of play, and even though he is Eldar, I'm excited as hell to see what he's going to bring to the table today. So without further ado, I will announce to you the Warlock for the Eldar race, JekkuJere as the blue team, and over here, red team, the Crid as the Commando Knob for the Orcs. You know, Orc versus Eldar does tend to go down pretty strangely. I feel like if you know all of the tricks and you know what you're doing, you can tip the balance for you really easily early on in the game, and that's where a lot of the big engagements and bleeds and stuff like that really happen here in the early game. Orc versus Eldar. You know, Slugga Boys and Banshees just love duking it out all the friggin' time, and Guardians and Shooter Boys love to trade gunfire quite a bit. So here we are getting right into this. Ooh, a Destructum Blast from the Warlock, dealing a crap ton of damage to those Orc boys, and those Banshees get forced off. Luckily, the Warlock having gotten a special attack off, knocking all of the boys in a circle, so those Banshees were able to get out of there fairly easily and quite safe. But yeah, Guardians up here against this Commando Knob, not going to be a good engagement for them, especially in melee. Commando Knob not a slouch in melee whatsoever. Neither is the Warlock. And you can see right here, he's breaking out another Guardian squad. Not sure why he waited so long. Generally, you will see 3 squads total for the Eldar early game, especially against Orcs, Space Marines, and okay, pretty much everything. But yeah, getting those Guardians out, putting some shots into this Commando Knob. He tries to drop a stun bomb. It doesn't work. Jekku seeing it coming and dodging it masterfully. Chasing that Commando Knob down with those Banshees. Will he be able to get the kill? Probably not. Not with these Shooter Boys here. You can see the Banshees running into melee with these Shooters, using their Howl to suppress them so they can get some good damage done. Getting a special attack off. So, trading very well with the Crid, dealing some good damage to those Shooters. And here you can see the global ability for the Commando Knob, where you can infiltrate in a squad. Let's see if he can do anything with this. Maybe not with that Warlock there. And, oh, there you go. You see those boys coming in, ready to fight. They call the WOG, giving them additional damage and speed, but the Warlock not giving 2 fucks, pulling out his spear at the last moment and doing a special attack, sending all of those boys flying, doing a ton of damage. So a very back and forth game, as you can see right here, as both teams attacking each other, dealing damage. Not much really the Crid could have done there other than abstain from that attack. The Warlock very good at dealing with those Slugga Boys. And you can see right there, Shooter Boys using aiming what's dat to suppress those Banshees and getting a stun bomb off on them too. So going to be able to put down a lot of damage into those Banshees before they get anywhere near melee range. But we'll see how that goes. Oh god. Warlock shooting lightning from his palm, knocking that Commando Knob down. I hate that when that happens to my Force Commander too. Using another Destructor Beam on those Shooter Boys, doing about half their health. Finally forcing off those Banshees though. But you could see the Crid having lost quite a bit of map control in the process. And you can see that these Guardians are on cap duty, most of the map looking blue. Will the Crid be able to fix this problem? I don't know, actually. He may be too far behind, but we don't know. We shall see. You can see right there, getting stick bombs to deal with those Guardians. Not so much for the Banshees, because they'll be charging into melee, and they'll be less stagnant than Guardians will be who are shooting. Or maybe he will try and toss some at them while they think that they're in a safe spot. Also a good idea. And not really knowing what he wants to do, but finally deciding on decapping that central VP. And a ballsy power farm for JekkuJere being put all the way out here so early too. Not gonna be able to really keep that one from being decapped. Orc army coming up here, going to get in the thick of it with the Eldar here. Using aiming what stat, but I think both squads used it, and it was completely unnecessary. Using Wog and the Banshees getting in there, knocking down everything, using their Howl to suppress those boys. And those boys get out of there. You can see Jekku saying, nice grenade, because he did use those stick bombs on both of those Guardians, almost wiping them. An excellent job by the Crid. I feel like, though, should probably stay decloaked to start regenerating that energy. Definitely going to need it in the future here. Jekku trailing in points right now, so, despite his excellent map control. Now having lost quite a bit of it since he was forced to retreat his army. Guardians coming back. Still no upgrades for these guys. And that would be why saving all of his resources to upgrade his Banshees. Definitely something that he loves to have almost all of the time. But Banshee's gonna be forced to get out of there. Those boys have their Burnas, and getting into tier 2, we will see. Do they get their Knob leader? Would be a good idea if they did, making them even more durable, giving them an additional model that I think does heavy melee if I'm not mistaken. Commando Knob coming over here, being an absolute pest to these Guardians. Probably retreated just a little bit earlier. Probably could have taken another model or two. But I do not play orcs all that much, so I would not know nearly as well as he. Banshees using Fleet. And then using their Howl. Getting into melee with these boys, and those boys get absolutely friggin' owned. Ow! That was hard to watch. Even the Crid goes, ouch. Breaking out a War Truck. Fairly low resource game so far. War Truck, a good support vehicle. Fairly fast. Can transport units around. And can reinforce. You can reinforce from it, which is really good, especially for orcs, who are pretty cheap to reinforce and fairly quick too as well. A Wraith Lord out on the field though, and that's gonna put a chink in the Crid's plans. Desperately needs to get a Tank bust the squad out. You can see right here the crid. He saw that Wraith Lord and turned around immediately. Bright Lance on the shoulder of this Wraith Lord, going to be easily able to counter this War Truck. But the crid is not concerned with that whatsoever. Moving out over here with all three Shootaboys. Is he going to destroy them, or is he going to... No, going to just cap it. Bit silly if I think so myself. Did not need to send all of those guys over there to do that. Maybe he thought that it would have had a support structure back on it. Tank Busta's coming out for the crid. This is going to be to counter that Wraith Lord, and is a really good counter to it. At that Bright Lance shooting that War Truck in the butt. It turning around to give its butt to the Wraith Lord. This is where I say, friends, War Trucks, lend me your rears. I'm sorry. But anyway, Orcs coming back out. They're pissed. They're going to try and shoot down all of the Eldar. They have no melee out on the field whatsoever. We'll see how well that goes. Orcs not necessarily known for how well they can shoot. In this game, however, Shootaboys fully upgraded are quite good. Big Shootas on this squad. Big Shoota on that squad. Did he lose another Shootaboy squad? He did. Dem Banshees. Any upgrades on these Guardians? No, still no upgrades. So, doing quite well for basically ignoring all the upgrades for his Guardians. Yeah, I know you will. Orcs going for tier 3. Jekku doing the exact same. Not sure where this is going, but it looks like we're going to be in here for a while longer casting this game. 1-to-1 cap. Both players still fairly high on the point count. Shootaboys with only their big Shoota. Trying to get rid of the support structure, take that resource point back. And a smart move by Jekku, putting a warp gate over here, a web wave gate, I'm sorry, next to this so he can easily get back and forth from his base to it, and can easily hold on to it now. So the crid gonna be in quite some trouble here. Let's see if he can get himself out of it. Commando Knob with his special Shoota. Still no armor upgrade. Tank Bustas using their barrage to knock down the Banshees, prevent them from decapping that middle VP. And will this Commando Knob go down? 5 HP, 4 HP, 3 HP. No, stays alive, barely. Same for the War Truck. That Bright Lance doing quite a bit of damage to it. War Trucks and Orc vehicles, period. Quite soft. Very cheap though. So, and over here you can see still the crid has a power node fully loaded. So he's not going to be in nearly as much trouble. Banshee is dancing around, doing the funky chicken real quick, and then splits right on out of there. A very even game thus far. And that's why he went for tier 3, getting knobs. That is going to be a great counter to that Wraith Lord. Wraith Lord is fairly good against knobs as long as it is supported aptly. Unfortunately, oftentimes players overextend their Wraith Lord. Wraith Lord's not awesome like Dreadnoughts with the Emperor's Fist and able to stun melee orcs or anything in melee infantry for a short time, as well as doing splash damage. But yeah, he saw those knobs, and while they technically do not have heavy melee yet, they will be getting that soon. Even if they don't have their heavy melee, they still do quite a lot of damage to armor. Wraith Lord's not solid, but harder than most vehicles. You could see infiltrating those knobs there, getting into melee with that Wraith Lord, using Warp Throw to keep them away from his retreating Wraith Lord. A wonderful job by Jekku. Now breaking out the Avatar of Cain. Oh boy. In before Shitstorm. Once again. Oh no! Infiltrating those knobs, but overextending his war truck, and that Wraith Lord with the Bright Lance just turned around and went pew! Blew it up real quick. You can hear in the background Blackjack not really happy about that. Should have been more careful, especially with as low HP as it was. Repairing the Wraith Lord, Avatar of Cain coming out. A very, very intimidating super unit. Armor is super heavy infantry though, so weapons like plasma guns and power weapons will do quite a lot of damage to it. Tank Bustas will have a friggin' heyday just because of its size. Very hard for them to miss him. Finding that webway gate, finally taking it down, and now having two fully loaded gen farms of his own. What will he go for next? More knobs, or will he get a looted tank, or maybe a battle wagon? Avatar of Cain coming in, using all of his energy, and the Avatar of Cain taking out a retreating commando knob. Not nearly as big of a deal as if he had lost those knobs, but we'll see how he handles this. I don't know how he's going to handle the interference from the Warlock, as well as the Wraith Lord and the Avatar. Wraith Lord has this Wraithbone ability, allows him to regenerate health. Very useful, especially if you've lost all of your Guardians. Something that the Space Marine Dreadnought lacks, a self-repair, as well as the ability to carry a shoulder-mounted weapon without losing melee skill. Just saying. Knobs infiltrated in, and right there you could see a missile barrage from the Tank Bustas doing quite a lot of damage to that Wraith Lord, and you can see these knobs popping frenzy, and they will be forced to retreat. And oh boy, oh god. killing 3 models. Will they be able to get away? 4 models. Ethereal Slash. Such a pain. Breaks out a looted tank. Not sure. Oh god, no, please, don't overextend that thing. It's paper mache with a glass cannon. And he backs it up into a corner. Not a good choice. For some reason, getting... Oh god. Banshee's giving pursuit to this looted tank. Probably... Yep, it goes down. And the Crid gotta be feeling really bad right now. Jekku breaking out another Bright Lance. And no, the game did not freeze up. It appears that the Crid quit after losing that looted tank. Was quite behind. And not much hope for him recovering with a Wraith Lord, the Avatar of Cain, Banshees, and that Bright Lance. That's not even... No, that's not a Bright Lance, that's a D-Cannon. So he was in even more trouble than before. Those knobs not going to be able to pull him out of every situation, though they are really good. Well, after watching this game, I feel like maybe just overextending a little bit here and there for the Crid, and that really kind of bit him in the ass late in the game. You know, the overextending those sluggas and having put so much into them, put them behind in resources, and then using his shooters, but not really to the full extent. Really just kind of snowballing out of control for him, because right now, you could see he's got units, but look at what his opponent's got. You know, that's really his problem. Was he let his opponent start to get a small lead, and then it turned into a massive lead, and he can handle it after that point. Not enough resources to come back. Jekku making some awesome plays in this game. Very unique style. A very solid and straightforward, especially for an Eldar, which is really and I'm not ragging on Eldar players, but what I mean is he takes his strategies seriously from what I've seen. And when you get into a match, you can see when you see these games that he focuses, he doesn't overcommit, he doesn't overspend, he makes all of the choices that he knows will work, and he does not overextend, which is really, really unique. Eldar tend to really be all over the place. They've got a lot of different viable strategies, and with as fast and as much damage as they can put out, generally are very sporadic. But very solid gameplay, very unique play, and overall an excellent game. Thank you for sending this to me. It really means a lot to me. I enjoyed watching this, and I hope all of you viewers enjoy it just as well. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like. If there's anything you'd like to say, anything you'd like to correct me on, or if you'd just like to say hi, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to respond. And if you love the video, go ahead and subscribe. You know, there will be plenty more videos to come. And I'm up to 41 subscribers, and I'm really, really excited about that. It just makes me feel really good knowing that 41 people in the world give a crap about what I'm doing. So, and they like what I'm doing, and it means a lot, you guys, and trust me, I appreciate it. So, next goal, we're going to go for 100 and see if we can get to 100 subscribers and how long that takes. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. This is Ice and C. Remember, outsider, I'll hate you for it. I'll catch you partners later.